Single dad saved poor twin girls asked to sing at school as a joke, their voices left the room silent. The moment they stepped onto the stage, the laughter had already begun. Some kids pointed, others whispered cruel things, and a few teachers even exchanged awkward looks, wondering why on earth those girls had signed up to sing. But what no one knew that morning was that in just 3 minutes, 2 trembling voices would change the atmosphere of the entire school, and everyone watching would remember it for the rest of their lives. If you're someone who believes in kindness, second chances, and the power of love, stay till the end of this story. You're going to feel something special. And if you do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it, because this is the kind of story the world needs to hear. It started a few weeks earlier, in a small town where everyone knew everyone. A man named Daniel lived at the edge of the town with his 2 adopted daughters, Lily and Rose. They weren't his biological children, but no one could love them more than he did. Daniel was a single father, a construction worker who took on every job he could find. He'd come home covered in dust, his hands cracked from hard labor, but his eyes always softened when he saw the twins waiting for him, sometimes with burnt toast, sometimes with tiny handmade cards that said, "We love you, Dad." The girls were only 10, small for their age, quiet, and shy. Their real parents had died when they were just toddlers, a story full of heartbreak that Daniel never told anyone. He had been their neighbor once, and when no relatives came forward, he made the impossible decision to take them in. He sold his car, left his job in the city, and started over, because he couldn't bear the thought of them going to an orphanage. But life wasn't kind to Daniel. The bills stacked up, and sometimes they had to eat simple soup for dinner for days. The twins wore the same faded dresses to school, patched by Daniel's rough hands. And kids at school, well, they noticed. Children can be cruel without even realizing it. "Hey, twin trouble," they'd call. "Do you even have money for lunch?" The girls would lower their eyes and walk faster, pretending not to hear. Then one day, a teacher announced a school talent show. It was supposed to be a celebration of talent, singing, dancing, and fun. But for some of the kids, it became a chance to make fun of others. When the sign-up sheet went around, a group of popular girls whispered and laughed. "Let's write their names, Lily and Rose, under singing. That'll be hilarious." The twins didn't even know about it until the next morning when the teacher said, "Girls, I'm glad you signed up for the talent show." They looked at each other, confused. But when they saw everyone snickering, they understood, it was a cruel joke. That evening, they told their father. Daniel listened quietly, his heart breaking as he saw their eyes filled with embarrassment. "We don't want to go, Dad," Lily said softly. "They'll just laugh." Daniel knelt beside them, his voice steady but warm. "Sometimes people laugh because they don't understand. You don't have to be afraid of that. You have beautiful voices, I've heard you singing in your room every night. You just don't believe in yourselves yet." The girls shook their heads. "But we're not good enough." Daniel smiled sadly. "Neither was I when I started building houses. But I learned. You just need one thing, courage." That night, Daniel made a small campfire in their backyard. He brought out his old guitar, scratched and worn, and started to play. Slowly, the twins began to hum along, their voices uncertain but soft and pure. Night after night, they practiced. Until those quiet hums turned into something beautiful. When the day of the talent show arrived, the school auditorium buzzed with excitement. The twins stood backstage, clutching each other's hands, trembling. Daniel was in the last row, wearing his one clean shirt. His palms were sweaty, and his heart raced faster than it had in years. When their names were called, laughter rippled through the crowd. "Oh, this is going to be funny," someone whispered. The lights dimmed. Lily and Rose stepped onto the stage, both wearing their matching old dresses, cleaned and ironed by their dad that morning. At first, the microphone squeaked. A few giggles echoed. But then, music began to play. Their voices rose, gentle as a whisper, then strong as the wind. 2 perfect, innocent voices filled the room, harmonizing in a way no one expected. It wasn't just singing. It was emotion. It was pain, love, and hope, all woven into sound. The lyrics spoke about missing someone, about finding strength in love, about never giving up even when the world laughs at you. Daniel's eyes filled with tears as he listened, realizing they had written that song themselves. By the time they reached the last line, you could hear a pin drop. The laughter had died long ago. Even the teachers were frozen, eyes glistening. When the final note faded, there was silence, and then, an explosion of applause. Students stood. Teachers clapped. Even the same kids who had mocked them were wiping their eyes. Lily and Rose looked out into the crowd, confused, until they saw their dad, standing tall, clapping with tears streaming down his face. After the show, the principal called them forward and said, "I think we've all learned something today. Real talent doesn't come from fancy clothes or money. It comes from the heart." The twins won first place that night. But more than that, they won respect, and something even deeper. From that day on, no one laughed at them again. Their voices became a symbol of courage. They were invited to sing at events, and one of the judges, a music teacher from a nearby city, offered to train them for free. Daniel couldn't believe it. For the first time in years, he saw hope in the eyes of his little girls. Months later, their first local performance went viral online. People from around the world commented, saying how their story inspired them not to give up. And Daniel, he still sat in the back row every time they sang, holding that same old guitar, the one that started it all. So, if you've ever been laughed at, or made to feel small, remember Lily, Rose, and the man who believed in them. Don't let anyone tell you your voice doesn't matter. Because sometimes, the softest voices have the power to silence a room. If this story touched your heart, hit the like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and share this story, so someone else who's struggling can feel hope again. Because one act of courage can echo far beyond what you imagine, just like the voices of two little girls who dared to sing.